The Matrix, directed by the Wachowski, produced and directed by the Wachowski brothers. Oh, well, brother and sister. What a beautiful movie. I remember when I first watched The Matrix, I was in school. I'm not sure, I was in 7th or 8th standard. But what a beautiful movie. That time I was blown away only by the fight sequences. But today I'm blown away by the concept and the execution and the story. It is so very true what bearing and relevance it has on what is unfolding today, and how one interacts with computing, or what is computation. Even though I have no background in computer science, I've studied mechanical engineering halfway, but still, what a beautiful movie. Of Trinity, what a beautiful character. Every character in that movie was so superb, so very well rounded, and so very well embodied what they wanted to tell, what they wanted to say by means of that story. Cypher Cypher was the guy who got broken by the agents, and in cryptography, usually a cipher is what is used to uh, cipher is what is at on which everything hinges, the security. in the in the Matrix movie, Cypher is the character that betrays the crew of the Nebuchadnezzar, the part of the resistance. Wonderful movie. Benchmark of cinema of, I don't know, 90s, I think it was, or yeah, it was 90s, and more than 15 years have gone by, and still it is still so much relevant. Wow, can't believe. Mm, right now, what is happening with net neutrality and stuff? That scene comes to mind where Neo chooses to fight Smith for the first time in the train station. Oh, that's beautiful. What? It's 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 like the realization, even in a recent movie Interstellar, uh, where Matt Damon's character, the Dr. Mann, he he blows up the hatch, and then you come to realize that you don't have a choice anymore. Your destiny is dependent on how badly, how how much will do you have in pursuing what you know to be right. The same instance when Neo turns back and chooses to fight, and eventually cracks the sunglass, whatever the shades of the shades of the agent Smith. In that very instance, you see, you get a glimpse of the how the battle is going to turn out. The beginning of someone's end, where the end of monopoly, you can say, the monopoly the machines have over the destiny of man in that very situation, or in that very scenario or setting, universe. When Neo breaks the shades of Agent Smith's glasses, you can see how Agent Smith, maybe you can get a glimpse of what input is going into the form of Agent Smith, because the eyes of the agent are how he intakes he builds up his perception of his environment. And once you break that, once you eavesdrop or break or get a glimpse of what how he manages to do that, you slowly unmask what kind of a persona he is or she is or it is. In that very instance, you see whether you can eventually overpower or beat that adversary. Such beautiful. And how the whole scene is made up, and how the Wachowskis draw the audience into that very moment, and how they set up the cameras, and how they emphasize the importance of that very fight sequence. Beautiful. The same way they introduced Trinity. You know, the first very 360 degrees capture and bullet time when she uh, when she jumps up in the air and kicks the officer. From that moment on, the audience is hooked. And even they have not lost any of their storytelling ability. Even the latest movie, the Jupiter Ascending, oh, it was beautiful. I don't know why no one the feedback was bad, but I think in that very movie they take the idea of capitalism to its very peak, to its very end, and try to ask the question: is that what we want from it? Should we let it go that far and get out of hand? And it, it's very fancy when we think we are in control of that very idea, and we believe that the idea is working for us. But then when we escape that whole setting and try to look at it from put ourselves in the shoes of an ant or something else, and then we look at the whole scenario, it's so very much unlike what we think of what it is. Just a beautiful. But what original forms and shapes and objects they introduced in that movie, Jupiter Ascending, beautiful. I don't understand why it was not a runaway success.